Now Britain is like, I don't know, it's almost a third world country with delusions of grandeur. The British Empire doesn't exist anymore. Sounds like they're giving away Gibraltar. They're trying to give away a cluster of islands in the Indian Ocean to a country that has never had claim on those islands, but it's close by. So Britain's decided, oh, you deserve them more than we do. Unfortunately, there's a military base on the islands, which America is leasing, and America's not too impressed with the British government selling their military base out from under them. I'm surprised they haven't gone and had a chat with Argentina and said, hey, these Falkland Islands, you want them back? Because we can't be bothered anymore. We can't even be bothered with our own country. So what makes you think we're bothered with islands halfway around the world? I don't know. It's a mess. But what can you do? As I said, I'm kind of glad I left, because really there's not a lot good going on there. Oh, you know what we can do apart from this? Right, 140. Oh, next service is now, so we'll repair that, then we'll service it, so it resets the time. Good grief, it went 78 hours without a service. That was probably bad. That next service at 49.9 hours, we're at 32, so we can repair that. Don't have to service that one. And this actually doesn't look too bad. I will service it anyway. Last service was at 51. Nah, we'll leave that. We will, however, repair that because that's been used without service for a while. I do frequently skip servicing the bits of equipment sat on the back of the tractors. One, because I've got no indication that the equipment is in bad condition. Remember, for Farm Sim 22, we had a little readout next to the speedometer that showed how bad each piece of equipment attached to the tractor was, so I could see when the equipment needed doing. But that sort of maintenance bar on the right hand side next to the fuel gauge, I've still not figured out entirely what it all shows. Okay, let's plug that there and turn that off. I'm going to run over here. Oops. How is this going? We are at still 4,500 wool. We're at 813 fabric, so hopefully in about 187 litres of fabric that will be done. That is 59 litres, so that will disappear shortly. Did that just disappear? No. And then we have 3 full pallets of wool. Yeah, we've got 3 full pallets of wool and a partial. I got nowhere to sell them. I've got 1,000 litres of goat milk. I have 247. The goat milk pallets don't really indicate how full they are, unlike the wool pallets, which show partials, quarters. It would be nice if that showed sixths. So 1 tin, 2 tins, 3 tins, 4, 5 tins, 6 tins. But we can sell the goat milk anytime we want now. That should be gone in the morning. I think for now, since we've got rain mid-afternoon, we'll sleep today, and then I will check on the weather outlook for tomorrow. We'll figure out what we're going to do. I'm going to go back to 7 o'clock. I don't think so. I think it'll be too dark at 6. Okay. There's stuff for sale. I didn't collect money for the well, let's have a look here. Active contract. Let's get paid. That would be a plan and a half. Now, there's fertilizing contract. There is the vegetable contract. There are a couple of mowing contracts. There's ploughing contract. Could take the big... Tedding contracts, weeding contracts. I did find out you can do a weeding contract with a hoe, so that's good. Cultivating. I could do the cultivating contracts with the... Should we pick those up? Yes. I'll accept that contract and take me back. I will accept that contract. Okay. Good start. Now, let me... Nice. This needs filled up, so we'll fill this up. I'll grab the cultivator. So it's fairly overcast at the moment. We will get some sun later. We will fill that up. That's my most thirsty tractor. Now, the other thing was there were some sales on. So we have a Silo King. I don't need one of those. We have a muck spreader. That's kind of expensive. There's a roller, 120 horse. That is a roller. Bit expensive. And then there's a mower. And these mowers do not work on this map because of it sticks out the back. So getting in and out of fields is just horrible. You know what I should have done? I should have grabbed the cultivator before I came out of there. So... I think I've also got a mod that stops tractors rolling down hills now. I've definitely got one that doesn't disengage guidance steering if you roll backwards or drive backwards, which is rather handy. You can actually use guidance steering to oh, that's that field, and that is by the shop. Okay, we'll do the local one first, I guess. Yeah, it's useful because you can then use guidance steering to get yourself lined up before you start driving a row. Whereas base game, if you go backwards, disengages guidance steering, so you can't line the tractor up easily on the row. And sometimes you don't have the space behind you to adjust the equipment and the tractor to start the row. You're literally right there. Okay. This one is not going to take long, assuming I can find out how to get in there. There's the gate. So this here is my big problem. This is a single gate field. Have to get between the gate post and the gate, and for realism's sake, try not to drive through the hedge. I think that worked okay. So stick the worker on. Hi worker, off you go. Yeah, that's not going to take, even with the small 3-meter cultivator, that will not take us long. Now, this guy, I am just going to do our usual, run around the grass fields, get them cut. This is the first, yeah, I don't own the next one. So this field, not so much of a problem, it's a double gate. We can actually get between the fence posts, the gate posts, without a problem. Now, let's get you in there. Drive into the middle of the field and help her go. Okay. You're not interesting, you are. Now, this is where things get interesting. That's the front tank. There we go. We got it full. Now, unfold that. And this is a big field. As I said, we're probably going to need way more lime than we brought with us. But, okay, blah, blah, blah. Start with the up and downs. Really doesn't matter. I'm doing steering assist. So, automatic, blah, 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 show lines, cruise control deactivation, automatic, and 2 headlands. So, let's see, there, and 3, 2, 1. Go. Also, the liquid lime does not work with precision farming either. It's not a big deal. You don't have to use liquid lime, and this is kind of an unfortunate application method, because you go through the lime so fast and the tanks on this thing are so small that you're constantly having to go back to refuel it or refill it. But it's different. Hey, liquid lime. Who knew? I think I was watching a YouTuber who does it as well. Okay. Really not sure we're going to make it halfway round even. Okay. So 168 litres, and all we've done is part way across the top. So yeah, if you look here, all of the predictive lines are white, except the one I'm predominantly lined up on. So the yellow one will be selected if I activate. On and off we go. I mean, this would be nice to do with precision farming because it uses, there you go, see, they're all highlighted at the moment because we haven't been down those rows. What I might do is go down and then across the bottom. Yeah, you can see where you've been and not been and where you're about to select. Okay, that one fold. Okay, I think what I want to do is try and fill it up from the back. There we go. back it into the corner. Try not to hit the gate. Well, that's a problem. Okay, throw that closed and jump back in the tractor. Now back it up. Engage cruise control. Engage drive. Start driving and start spraying. Yay. So yeah, we'll go down this side and then figure out how far around the field we get, I guess. Actually, this side might be very long. I'm not sure we have a corner up ahead. That's fine. See, that's a little bit of the problem. This has taken us 2 tank loads. We may be 2/3 of the way around the field by the end of it. Don't know. Of course, I can't see. It's nice to be able to see progression on contracts. You just don't get progression on your fields. Okay. It's done. Back we go. Yeehaw. As I said, this is kind of a really nice, convenient, very, very cheap tractor for very small farms. As I said, the problem is I am using narrow tyres on this because predominantly I use it to fertilise fields, and obviously when you're fertilising fields you don't want to kill the crop you're fertilising. Okay, and fill the other bit up. That's still less than 2 boxes. That's good. If I come off this yellow bit, you'll see that track there is greyed out. It's not highlighted on the right until we get back between the rows. Going forward here, over on the right there, that's not highlighted anymore because it considers we've already done this row. If I turn in there, it's going to say, oh, you are going to insist on doing this, are you? I can reselect a row, but it's... And so that's kind of part of the problem. If you're spraying a field for weeds, but the weeds aren't visible, what ends up happening is you have no way of knowing which parts of the field you've sprayed. If you have to come off the field to refill your tanks. So as far as GPS is concerned, I've done this leg of the headland, even though I haven't done the entire. Okay, worker A has completed their task. That's convenient. So I'll just get down the end here. And that's less than a square, so see, it thinks that one's done as well because it's not highlighted. But all we've done is the top bit. Let's turn there. up in the corner. Stop. Okay, let's go find this guy. Yes, indeed. Start the engine. Can we fold that up, please? Now, the thing with doing this with a worker is I'm not getting the extra grass from outside of the field boundary. Doesn't matter. We're making way more grass than we need. So I'm not too fussed about that. I do need to do this. Okay, and while we're mowing the grass, I am not going to close the gates because obviously we have lots and lots of we're going to be coming back to these fields multiple times. Okay, how you doing? And go. Oh, okay. And go. Now, the issue with lime on precision farming was that acceleration period and driving up hills slows down your tractor, does not adjust the application rate. Now, they did make a patch so that you could set things up to cater for that. And I guess since lime is, base game lime is solid, controlling the application rate of a solid spreader is not as precise as doing what we're doing here and spraying lime, because you can have variable rate flows on your spray nozzles that will precisely apply the liquid that you're spraying, be it fertilizer, herbicide, or in our case lime. Okay, this should empty that one and start drawing from another one, don't know which one. That's kind of why I prefer liquid fertilizer to solid, is because you can control it better. Solid is good for a base layer, and that's not going to work. That is going to work. Good. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the headland here. Hopefully have enough to do the bit at the far end on the first headland. Might not. This might be very bad. It's a plan. Oh well. It's all good. Great demand at the grain elevator, and the Tiger car is on sale. Well, that sounds like fun. Might check those out. So part of the deal here is we're actually partially done on the end there. Beep, beep. Oh yes. Missed that bit, but it probably counts, so we're okay. We have 276 litres left in the do not think we're going to join up this bit. Just saying. Okay. I'm not going to do that. I am going to... There. Not there. There. Yes. Okay, so... Great demand at the grain elevator. What is in demand? Oh. Wheat is in demand. Don't have any. It's a shame because that's a good price. It's not the bestest price. Check some more. And here in goat milk, 5,000. Not sure what goat milk bottled is. We probably need to buy the dairy for that, and goat cheese. Goat milk is worth 5,300. I should have sold it last month. Well, that's sad. But we go down to the bottom here, and we find wool. Wool is for sale at the spinnery, but I own the spinnery. That's where the problem is. I can't sell wool at all. Okay. And we were going to check on the Tiger truck. Yay, that's small, and I don't think I can find any use for that whatsoever. Anyway, okay, GPS is on. Start rolling and start spraying. Okay, am I going to close off this end? I'm guessing I'm not. Not even close. Okay. We're going to go back to the tractor. So mower's still running. Mower is still moving, so that's good. So is the cultivator. In fact, in spite of the fact that it's such a small field, that has taken us quite a while to get it done, I guess. Okay, let's fill that up. Is this going to empty that? Oh, it does. Okay. Dang. We are going through these pallets of lime quite quickly.